Mike's Daily Podcast.
You kept it going till the sun went down. You kept it going.
All right.
Welcome to the final podcast ever. No, actually, it's just the last one for the week, because I usually take Saturdays off. It's Mike's Daily Podcast, episode 1363, broadcasting from
Mike's Daily Podcast
Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Whoops, I meant 1362.
Mike's Daily Podcast
1362. Can we talk about something that I found out on a fact-finding mission as I walked around and moved around my position in Podcastro Valley? I noticed something, and that is we've got a lot of homeless people. Then they're dumping their smelliness all
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Because they don't do the bathing thing. Because they don't have a home. And I know it's sad. And
Mike's
it's wonderful
Daily
when one comes up to you
Podcast
and gives you their sad story.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, and you get into that Phil Collins. Oh, prayers to Phil Collins. I hope he feels better. And you go, oh, think twice. It's just another day for you and me in paradise. But it's also an interesting thing when you find out that your Podcastro Valley is being overrun by a huge segment of the population that does not typically live in Podcastro Valley. Look who walked in. And they're passing through on their way because they've been ejected from San Francisco. And now they're in Podcastro Valley looking for money. I don't know what exactly is going on, but all I know is lots of homeless happening. And maybe there's a reason for that. Look who else walked in. But it was bad yesterday as I was walking through Podcastro Valley, Mont. Oh boy. But yesterday was also the Castro Valley High School graduation. My friend, my neighbor 2 doors down was at it because it was scary, and because both their daughters now have graduated from Castro Valley High School. So big congratulations out to them, and their youngest daughter graduated yesterday. So how cool is that? Now, what I discovered as I walked around Podcastro Valley, for the one thing, is that Castro Valley High School, 1 billion people.
And here's today's podcast picture.
1 billion people show up to it, and I have a picture of it. No, I don't. I actually have a picture of me and the wonderful Basil the Boxer. As we were at, I think this was Hayward Regional Shoreline a couple weeks ago, and his ear got in my face. And you can see this lovely picture at Podcastro Valley. For the show, Mike's Daily Podcast, not from Podcastro Valley, but from Hayward Castro. Yeah. San Lorenzo, I think, is probably more specifically where we were. But see that picture now at MikesDailyPodcast.com, and you can help out the show through the Amazon link. Click on that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy on Amazon, because everybody's buying stuff on Amazon. Hell, Macy's, Nordstrom's, everybody's going out of business. Sears closing down all their stores. Radio Shack's gone. They're ripping out what's left of the Radio Shack in Podcastro Valley. It's all about Amazon, my friend. So you can, if you're going to do any shopping, please go through my website first at MikesDailyPodcast.com, and you can see all the past podcast pictures, hear past interviews, hear shows, and there's the PayPal too. If you'd like to donate to the show, you'll become a special inglorious Mike's Daily Podcaster and get a special MP3 for thee from all the Cafe Anyway characters. Oh, I guess a bunch walked in as I was talking. Let's say hi to them. Hi, Mike. How are y'all doing? It's Benita the Rodeo Queen.
And to Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
Call me as a leaker.
He's a leaker, huh? Because he leaked information to someone. Actually, it's funny because is it a leak when you're like traumatized? Because some caller called in to C-SPAN. I love watching that show where they talk about all the political things happening that day on C-SPAN in the morning. No commercials. It's wonderful. and somebody called in and said, Comey was acting like a little girl. I mean, Trump was trying to talk to him, and he went scared, running scared to his best friend at Columbia Law University, and well, there's wow. I find it interesting. Okay, first off, I find it interesting for myself trying to defend Comey when I did not like him for losing the election for Hillary, because he inopportunely came out with all this information just before the election saying, oh, we're looking into her emails again, so there's something there. And everybody went, oh, yep, Hillary's a crook, lock her up. So it's not everybody, both sides. If you have strong political feelings, you're having issues with this. So now, because Trump's lawyer said Comey leaked, because Comey did admit that he leaked to the friend of his, the lawyer guy at the Columbia University, and Marc Kasowitz, Trump's outside counsel, which I found out Mark also helped with Trump's one of his divorces. Was it the Ivana? I don't know. But Mark said, this is a leak. This was a leak, and we will leave it to the proper authorities to figure this out. Okay. You mean the guy you represent, the president? Is he going to do something about it? So that's all they pull out of it. It's sort of like you're watching your house burn down, and the only thing you can point out is, boy, my lawn needs to be mowed. You know, there's so much else going on here. And I understand, okay, so I'm calling this show today, we called the last show Honesty, or Honest? Honest. This show we're calling Loyalty, because that came up in the in the initial transcribe, what Comey said he was going to be talking about, his initial statement, that Trump had said to him, look, I need honest loyalty. Well, apparently now Marc Kasowitz says Trump never said that that's all made up, that Comey's a liar. And then, of course, Comey is saying that Trump's a liar, and was afraid that when he was giving his, when he was having these one-on-one meetings and phone calls with Trump, that if Comey in any way, he was afraid Trump was going to lie about what they were talking about. So that's why he wrote down everything right afterwards. And I find that fascinating. That shows, I think that's a tip for all of us. Maybe that's helpful advice to all of us, that we should write stuff down. I think the art of writing stuff down has disappeared. And now it's so easy to write stuff down, you're not even writing. You're dictating to your smartphone, and it's writing it down for you. Of course, it'll get some of the words wrong here and there, but whatever. And it's so prevalent now in today's world. But Comey wrote stuff down to keep keep it grounded, and to have it based in something that so he could go back to. But this was fascinating. Did you know yesterday? And I was watching. As I was watching, I caught the end of the Comey hearing. And I went on Trump's Twitter like a total journalist to see what Trump would say while the hearing was going on. He said nothing. And it is confirmed now, it was the longest time Trump was off of Twitter since he began his campaign back in 2015. It's been that long ago. They said there was one other time that may have been a little bit longer, but this was right up there with the top two. So somebody called into the C-SPAN and also said that Comey looked like he was on drugs. How can you even surmise that? If anything, that guy, I wish I was as clear as that guy. That guy had every fact in his head. The stuff, there was some only minor things he couldn't access in his back of his brain. But, I mean, they're throwing him. There's all these politicians, Republicans and Democrats, throwing all these questions at him. How he was able to remember stuff. So Marc Kasowitz saying that his client Trump says that Comey is lying about the loyalty part. Yet everybody defending Trump is going, well, Comey sure wasn't loyal to Trump, even though Trump wanted him to be loyal and told him he should be loyal. Because look, he went and he leaked. He leaked to his friend. He leaked to the media. He told the guy, the way I see it is he told the guy because he didn't know what the hell to do. He's also, are you going to say when he was talking to all the people in the FBI about, hey, this is what happened, this is what Trump was saying, is that also a leak? So, anyway, that's Cafe Anyway. That's all I wanted to say about that. And that there's a lot of homeless in Castro Valley. In Castro Valley.
Anyway.
I don't know. Oh, so here's the thing, though. I don't know if it's homeless, but there was some just strange people. A lot of middle-aged guys walking dogs. And, of course, I'm middle-aged, and I walk a dog. The wonderful Basil the Boxer. So in a sense, it was like looking at a mirror. But I do have to say, these guys were, like, I said hi to one guy, and he just, like, turned away from me. Like, I just called him a bad name. I don't know what I did. I'm like, okay. It's one of those type of situations where you go, hi, and the person just ignores you, and you kind of look at your friend and go, okay, what was that about? And then this other guy, he brings 3 dogs to the downtown area in Castro Valley. It's called the Castro Village. And he has them tied up to a table. And, of course, any dog that comes by, they're going to bark at. So they're barking at Basil. And he's just smoking his cigarette. It's like, I'm going to walk my dogs to the Starbucks in Castro Valley so I can smoke. Those are my activities for today. Did I do that? Yes, check it off the list. Did I call Comey a leaker? Yep, check it off the list. And then he's smoking, and he's doing one of these things. I don't understand smokers, because they kind of walk around when they're smoking outside, and they're looking at the ground, and then they're looking all PO'd at everybody, and then they do that spit thing. The spit. So they're just basically saying, I'm just about to pull down my pants and do something crazy because I'm already at that disgusting point. Why are you... I don't think... Well, not that all smokers would do that, but hey, it was kind of not the greatest guy to be near, especially when his dogs are barking at Basil. Maybe the dogs were saying to me, run, he's about to pull down his pants. So my point being, keep your pants up. Unless, you're in the... Hey! What were we talking about? I guess we were talking about leaking. That all seems connected, but we're not. We're going to move on to this segment. It's called News Random.
News Random.
When you are a man, sometimes you wear stretchy pants.
I feel as if the show went in a really strange direction just then. But speaking of people calling people leakers, Donald Trump called James Comey a leaker today actually, the day after his former FBI director accused him in a U.S. Senate hearing of lying and trying to quash an investigation into former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. And he tweeted this in his first comment since Comey appeared before the Senate Intelligence Committee yesterday. Despite so many false statements and lies, total and complete vindication, and wow, Comey is a leaker. Trump broke his silence on Comey's testimony with a single tweet that echoed the points made by his private lawyer after the hearing. Marc Kasowitz. Trump himself was not under investigation, and Comey gave an account of his conversation with him to a lawyer friend who shared it with a news outlet. Okay, that's how it went. The Republican president stopped short of saying that Comey lied under oath at the hearing, which occurred a month after Trump fired him on May 9th. In his public testimony, Comey did not disclose any links between Trump advisors and alleged Russian attempts to meddle in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. So that is in one area where he has won, Trump. And And Michael Medved, who I was listening to yesterday, a conservative talk show host, was saying, hey, he should have just left it alone. But why did he have his lawyer have to go and... Comey's a leaker! Look, he needs to be thrown in jail. Meanwhile, someone who has been thrown in jail, the alleged NSA leaker by the name of Reality Lee Winner, the 25-year-old, the intelligence industry contractor, accused of giving journalists a top-secret report about Russian interference in the U.S. election, pleaded not guilty in court yesterday as federal prosecutors suggested that she may have had plans to leak more classified information. She pleaded not guilty to one count of willful retention and transmission of national defense information during a detention hearing in Augusta, Georgia, yesterday. She was denied bail. Pending trial, she said nothing as she was led away in shackles in an orange jumpsuit. Assistant U.S. Attorney Jennifer Solari said in court that Winner admitted she had leaked the top secret document and that she had to a particular news agency that she admired and said she was underwhelmed with what WikiLeaks had to offer. And apparently Winner also said she couldn't understand why this document hadn't been leaked already. So she doesn't like WikiLeaks. I don't like WikiLeaks either, but this guy does.
WikiLeaks! I love WikiLeaks!
In the dramatic hearing, Solari argued that Winner should not be released on bail and that she was not simply an Air Force veteran and yoga instructor caught up in a horrible mistake, but someone who had taken definite steps to disclose classified information. Don't attack the yoga instructor. Meanwhile, this is some big news that I've kind of buried, and that is Theresa May did not win yesterday. The Brexiteers bought back. The Conservatives stay the party of the government, but a small margin of victory means the election result forces them to rethink their Brexit strategy. Labour Party leader Jeremy Corbyn defied the forecasts and his critics to win power. Keith Keir Starmer is charged with negotiating Brexit and immediately ripped up May's plans. In their place, he signed up to a soft Brexit, prioritizing membership of the single market and customs union. The new government also reverses May's view that no deal is better than a bad deal, and the conciliatory approach prompts the EU to delay the leaving date. And Japan, apparently, their parliament has cleared the way for Emperor Akihito to abdicate by passing a landmark one-off bill. The 83-year-old said last year that his age and health were making it hard for him to fulfill his official duties. But there was no provision under existing law for him to stand down. He is now expected to abdicate in 2018, the first Japanese emperor to do so since 1817. He will be succeeded by Crown Prince Naruhito. The bill passed its first hurdle in May when it was approved by the cabinet. The new law says that on abdication, the emperor's 57-year-old son, Naruhito, will immediately take the chrysanthemum throne, but that neither he nor his successors would be allowed to abdicate under the same rule. And finally, Apple. Again, we've been talking about them a lot. It's been a big week. They had their big conference and everything, but now sharing Wi-Fi password with a friend when they come over. Oh, God, don't you hate that? Hey, what's your password? It's 95599559599059Q. Is one of the minor trials of modern life after your devices are already configured, so why should you have the exact alphanumeric stream of random capitals memorized to hand out at the drop of a hat? Apple appears to be solving this problem in the new iOS 11, according to a report from 925 Mac. It notes that the upcoming iOS update includes a new Wi-Fi sharing feature that should save you from digging behind your couch to find out what the password on your router actually is. The function reportedly works simply. If a device running iOS 11 tries to join your Wi-Fi network, your nearby iOS devices will get a pop-up asking if you'd like to share your password. Simply tap the Send Password button and the other device will autofill the password and connect. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Now, what if you accidentally share that with the Russians? And then you get hacked like Britney Spears apparently did. I don't know. Well, oh my God, we've been going on for 20 minutes. I hope I didn't offend you too much as I was bashing the Castro Valley homeless. I don't ever want to be homeless. I know one thing, if I was homeless, I would get the hell out of Castro Valley and get out of the Bay Area and go somewhere where I could stay on someone's couch and not be, work my way to try and find money for rent and that kind of thing. But yes, there's all these, they say homeless people have a lot of mental and physical issues, so if I did not have all my faculties, who knows? But maybe that'll explain today's show. Thank you for being loyal and listening to it. But next show, we're going to have the return of we didn't even say hi to the Brewmaster. Did you want to say anything, Brewmaster?
No, I'm good. Oh boy.
All right. Delicious root beer?
Yeah, okay. One for the road.
Delicious root beer for the road. And enjoy your weekend as you enjoy this root beer. I'm going to try and do one on Sunday. And so next show, we will have Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!